and some of our jurors, I just wanted to pose an inquiry to our members of the media here. Due to some security issues not attributable to anybody in this courtroom or the parties, and the fact that we have had an inadvertent recording of some of our jurors on the front row, would it be appropriate or okay if you all would not continue to film Detective Belknap? You're welcome to go ahead and do the audio, but is that something that you all would be willing to do, please? Everyone okay with that? Okay. All right, we're going to go ahead and call for our jurors at this point in time, and let's summon Detective Belknap, please.
What up, y'all? It's Coffee, back with an update, and this ish is a mess, as this case has just been a mess. A couple weeks ago, this same judge right here who's addressing the media was going off on the prosecutors. Y'all remember that? Telling them you better have a dang goddamn good reason for all these witnesses on here and these motions, and he was just going off. He was tripping, and I don't know, it's just felt like this case has just been a fugazi in many ways, man. They threw a Rico on Thugger in YSL, and now as the trial kicks off, let me know if y'all been following it, your thoughts on the whole case so far. It's just going crazy because some juror members have been identified, at least one of them. I don't know if there was more in the thread, but it was confirmed, as you see in this one comment thread. Ceddy Nash is in there. What happened with him, man, with the whole snitching thing? On a side note, everyone's still fucking with him. Did it hurt his blogosphere momentum or whatnot, his image? Let me know what y'all think about that. But real talk, apparently the media panned over No Jumper posted it, and now this judge is talking about only audio in the front room and front row, and I'm just like, how the fuck does this even happen in a case where you're saying allegedly this is a Rico, this is a criminal enterprise, witness tampering and things like that is known to happen in cases like a Rico or organized crime is the word I'm looking for, or whatever, you know, like you won't let this man out on bail. He's been painted as this godfather-like criminal mastermind who's so dangerous, and you're recording juror members. I don't know, it's just absolutely ludicrous, just like some half-ass bootleg type ish. And it's like the way this case has went to this point, why wouldn't some flunkery like this happen? But I want to know, is this grounds for a mistrial or some kind of something that could taint the case and be grounds for, you know, a case to be thrown out, or a mistrial, like I said, or later on motions to be filed? Like, it's just crazy, man. I couldn't believe this when I seen it. And y'all see we bleeped out dude's name, but that was one individual that was identified and confirmed, and now they're trying to get the media everywhere to take this down, but No Jumper still has theirs up. You know, Adam don't give a fuck. He's down to start gang wars and everything else. You think he gives a fuck about a juror? But aside from that, let's peep what else is going on in this trial so far.
Indictment. This reminds me of this anime named Bleach, where it's 16 seasons. Every episode is about 18, 20 episodes. Sorry, every season's 18 to 20 episodes. And they have season 4 and 5. They have these bouts. They're villains of the whole thing in season 4 and season 5. The main characters are trying to get them out of soul society. You go to season 6, you don't hear about the bounce. You go to season 7, you don't hear about the bounce. Why don't you hear about these important characters? Because they're filler characters. It's a filler season. Me and Rebellious, we're fillers. We're not integral to the story. They just drag him out of prison to jail.
So I found this to be pretty funny, man, and a lot of cats in the blogosphere did as well. Old girl made a Bleach reference up there as she was addressing the court. She seemed real fidgety and, I don't know, just real uncomfortable. Must be, I mean, this is a big case, man. A lot of pressure getting to her, you know, but I found that to be pretty wild that an anime was brought up in this Rico trial. But how about Thugger's attorney here doing his thing, talking his ish. And this really brings up an interesting point regarding the snitching in Gunna and the rest of the YSL.
It's January 16, 2022, and Jeffrey releases this. It's on Jeffrey's Instagram account. And the prosecution is targeting, that's Jeffrey taking a selfie in the mirror, and he has his hand up, and the indictment that the prosecution had the grand jury return says he's holding up a blood sign, and that furthers this conspiracy. There's nothing wrong with holding up a blood sign, but that's not a blood sign. The blood sign is like this, it looks like a B. That is a P. Jeffrey's fingers are down. And what you'll learn is that Jeffrey just released with Sergio Kitchens, performed known as Gunna, a song that is wildly popular. It's around the globe. It's called Pushing P. And it's positivity. It means any circumstance you're in, if you think positively about something, you can make it through. You're pushing positivity. You're pushing P. Jeffrey is showing the P.
So this attorney's just been on one. I don't know if you guys seen, there's another clip out there. Maybe we'll tap into it, into a live later or something like that, where he's talking about what thug really stands for, just like how that's not a blood sign, that's pushing P, which is positivity and all that. And I mean, pushing P, from my understanding, can mean many things, right? But when I seen the attorney talking this talk right here, though, it had me thinking about Gunna and, you know, everyone debating if he's a rat or not, which, again, I just don't know how anyone can't see it that way, because he directly said in his plea bargain, you know, that YSL is a gang, a criminal enterprise, and a record label. You know, crimes were committed in furtherance of the gang with violence and all that. And that day he got knocked in the car with Dugga with guns and drugs, it was not his. But anyways, with this being brought back up, part of Gunna's deal and all the other YSL dudes that pled out and you know, got probation deals and stuff like that, was when the trial comes, prosecutors can call on them to testify. So just something as small as this, for instance, what pushing P really means and all that, if Gunna was called on and, you know, questioned about this, he would have to answer and help. They would have to be happy with the testimony that he would give. And that's just something as simple as an Instagram post, and him, if he was really throwing up a blood sign, or if that was a P to symbolize pushing P and what pushing P really means and all that. You know what I mean? It's so crazy seeing a courtroom. Like, it almost feels like some YouTube-ish, right? Like breaking down social media posts and whatnot. Like, they're doing that in a courtroom for a Rico trial where someone could get thrown away in prison forever and a day. Ain't that crazy? Ain't that a trip? Like, dead ass, man. But something simple as that, Gunna could be called upon to testify. And you just think about that, and if him or any of the other YSL members were called back upon to fulfill their obligations to the plea bargain that they took, and, you know, please the court with their testimony. And again, we're just talking about a IG post, a hand, a symbol, is it a gang symbol, and what pushing P means. But then when we're getting into other stuff, things that may or may not allegedly have happened involving guns or drugs and stuff like that, you know what I mean? So this whole little you know, ish that Thugger's attorney was talking here really had me thinking about, man, what if they call Gunna to ask him about this, and, you know, just going back and taking back in Gunna's plea, and you know, just wondering if any of these other YSL members will be called upon. And, you know, if they didn't fill their end of the bargain when it came to the court testimony, the deals could get flucked up, man. That's part of the stipulations with the probation and all that, man. You know, the court knew what they were doing when they cut them guys them deals, man. But there you have it for now, man. Young Thug trial just underway. I think, has it even been a full week? I don't think it has, but maybe just about a weekend, under a weekend. Anime references, jurors, safety, being put into question. Could that be grounds for a mistrial? Young Thug's attorney really trying to earn his money, free his client. You know what I'm saying? Thug don't mean this. That's not a blood sign. That's a P. That means push P. You know what I mean? Like, he's doing his thing. And, just remembering about these dudes who took these deals, including Gunna, who may have to get back up there and pleaseth the court, pause, with their testimony. It's a wild case, man. Share your thoughts on all this and more. Anything else I didn't touch on. You know, we're just scratching the surface on this one. Sub up, hit the like for me, and I'll catch y'all on the next one, guys. Peace.